Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 14th of May 2024. Now the prices of Bitcoin guys has marginally pumped up, but what I'm really liking guys so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned is that the 24-hour trading volume has increased and also the volume of stablecoins has increased, but the volume of decentralized exchanges has gone down, which just means one thing guys. Since the last 24 hours, a lot of centralized exchanges has been used, isn't it? So I'll definitely go and touch base on this. Now look guys, this is unfortunate in some sense as well because the SEC is aggressively going after Uniswap, and that is one of the reasons why the volume of decentralized exchanges has gone down. So we'll definitely go and touch base on that news. Now look guys, ever since Bitcoin halving, the new supply has reduced, isn't it? That has had a negative impact on the Bitcoin mining industry. Now I'll go ahead and touch base on two things regarding Bitcoin mining guys. The first one is the mining difficulty, and at this point of time guys, you should know that every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted, and if there are too many miners, and if they are trying to compete to mine a block, and if it is too difficult guys, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets reduced, isn't it? And last week guys, we witnessed a significant slump in Bitcoin mining difficulty. Now the reason for that is completely different guys, because the supply has been reduced and miners are getting less reward. A lot of the miners are actually going ahead and shutting down the operation, and James Butterfield guys, the head of research for CoinShares, he has also got and published a detailed report which I'll go ahead and touch base upon, and what he's actually stating is that miners are beginning to turn off unprofitable rigs. And roughly around a month ago guys, immediately after the Bitcoin halving, he did actually state that Bitcoin miners may be more profitable, let's say if they were to lend their equipment to AI related activities. So we'll definitely go and touch base on this really interesting report. Now the report guys is in the show notes below as well, and I'll definitely recommend you to go and check it out. Now look guys, so far stablecoin is concerned, they're definitely accounting for a majority of the chunk in the cryptocurrency market volume, isn't it? Now in 2023 guys, a lot of the players in the so-called cryptocurrency and fintech space, they wanted to get into stablecoin as well. And I very specifically remember around April of last year, Ripple did make an announcement of getting into stable coins, and in today's episode guys, I'll go and discuss Brad Garlinghouse, who's the CEO of Ripple. He is actually stating that the US government may go after stablecoin issuer Tether USDT. Now it's really important to note guys that Ripple is also going ahead and launching their stablecoin. I really don't understand why Ripple would go ahead and launch a stablecoin, but I'll go ahead and discuss the news regarding US government going after Tether USDT. Now look guys, cryptocurrency is known for illegal activities, isn't it? And China guys, they have arrested 6 individuals because they were involved in $296 million crypto illegal activities in China. So I'll definitely go and touch base on that. Now in US guys, US elections is taking place in November, isn't it? And look, I've always said this guys, right-wing politicians and right-wing ideologies, they are definitely massive fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now when you talk about Bitcoin guys, Bitcoin Magazine is one of the biggest advocates of Bitcoin, isn't it? And the CEO of Bitcoin, that is David Bailey, he is kind of endorsing President Donald Trump as well. So we'll definitely go on and discuss this. Now what he's actually said guys is that they are willing to vote for President Trump not because of his policies, but it is kind of like a hatred toward the left-leaning regime. That to be honest does not make a lot of sense, but so far as Bitcoin and Republican is concerned, it does seem to be a positive news, isn't it? So I'll definitely go and touch base on that news. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be touching base on 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys has to do with the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and blockchain innovator Blockdaemon. They've expanded to Abu Dhabi, so I'll definitely go and touch base on that. Now in the world of artificial intelligence guys, we do have some positive development, and this also is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and United Arab Emirates guys. They have released new Falcon AI model, and they are doing that to challenge Meta and even OpenAI. So look guys, it's going to be really interesting to see so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. If the Middle East is turning out to be the leader, I wouldn't be surprised guys if Middle East and more importantly Saudi Arabia turns out to be the leader, not just in the MENA region, but probably in the entire world to be honest. So we'll definitely go and touch base on this news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media Guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Tough Mudder Arabia, guys. They are putting some really iconic events in the Middle East, and there is one final event of the season that takes place on the 20th of April in the iconic location called as Al Marjan in Ras Al Khaimah. And the final event of the season, guys, is not going to be an ordinary event. They're going to be having some really cool obstacles. And so far as Tough Mudder is concerned, guys, they create hardcore obstacle courses designed to test your all-round strength, stamina, and mental grit. And with the most innovative courses and millions of participants around the world, it is the premier challenge series in the world. Now look at Tough Mudder Arabia. They did put out, if not one of the biggest events in the world of obstacle course race, and they did that with the highest prize money in the history of obstacle course race. And what better way to end the series by having one final event on the 20th of April in the iconic location. Now look, guys, one of my goals is to complete 100 Tough Mudder, and I'm very close to getting there. Now if you want to go ahead and sign up for this event, the registration link is in the show notes below. So what are you waiting for, guys? Get your friends, get your family members, get your colleagues. The link to the registration for Tough Mudder Arabia on the 20th of April is in the show notes below. And if you go through the link, guys, there is a cool discount code mentioned in the show notes below as well. So hopefully, guys, I see you at the Tough Mudder event. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned, guys, it is marginally pumped up by 1.74%, and as of today, it is at $2.30 trillion. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is definitely pumped up a lot since the last 24 hours. As a matter of fact, guys, it is up by 101.53% since the last 24 hours. Now, what is really important to note, guys, is that the volume of decentralized exchange has actually gone down, but the volume of stablecoins has increased. This just means one thing, guys, that people are using stablecoins and centralized exchanges in order to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Because look, guys, regulations going after any project or protocol can have extremely dire consequences, and we'll briefly touch base on the numbers of these centralized exchanges. Now, so far as the 24-hour volume of cryptocurrency is concerned, guys, it is pumped up, and today it is at $71.12 billion. Now, if we look at the volume in DeFi, it is still low. It is at $6.65 billion. And here's the crazy thing, guys. Decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is on a downtrend, but it is relatively consistent and all throughout the days. And as of today, DeFi is accounting for 10.97% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, it is relatively steady for the past 3 weeks at $90.31 billion. But look, guys, as and when we get some update, be it positive or negative regarding Ethereum spot ETF, it is definitely going to shake up the total value locked, isn't it? Because I very specifically remember, guys, a lot of people are investing their funds into being Ethereum validators, and the answer to that is pretty simple. They are anticipating on the 23rd of May a possible approval of a spot Ethereum ETF, so definitely keep an eye on any news regarding Ethereum spot ETF. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, and this might be the very first time for second day in a row that Uniswap is at number 2nd. Historically, guys, the volume of Uniswap has been leading so far as decentralized exchange is concerned, and they've been leading by a really long margin, to be honest. But ever since US Security and Exchange Commission did serve as notice to the sea of Uniswap Labs, the volume has definitely gone down, isn't it? PancakeSwap volume, guys, is at $591.1 million. Uniswap's volume, guys, is at $583.37 million. Well, look, guys, the weeks before this, on an average given day, Uniswap's volume used to hover somewhere between the $1 billion mark, so now it has gone down by almost 50%, isn't it? This just shows the powers and dangers of regulations. Now, the number 3rd, guys, is Radium, and its volume is $184.53 million. The number 4th, guys, is Orca, and its volume is $177.16 million, followed by Thorchain, and its volume is $158.47 million. Now, so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, guys, it is at 65.42%, definitely much higher than 13th of May, isn't it? And stablecoins as of today is accounting for 91.98% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, Tether USDT is definitely leading the pack with $52.03 billion. Now, it's really important to note, guys, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, did actually give his own personal opinions if the US government will go after Tether USDT. Personally, guys, I don't think so, but let's go ahead and discuss more about this in a few minutes. Now, the number 2nd, guys, for almost 3 weeks now is FDUSD, and its volume is $7.13 billion. It is a bit strange, guys, that FDUSD did not exist in 2023, isn't it? But since 2024, guys, they've been most often than not overtaking the volume of Circle USDC, and Circle USDC's volume, guys, is at $5.33 billion. Now, so far as the market cap 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin and Ethereum is concerned, guys, Bitcoin's market cap is definitely pumped up since the last 24 hours, but it is still well below the intended market cap, because I was under the impression, guys, by now after the Bitcoin Spot ETF, the market cap of Bitcoin could have crossed the $2 trillion mark. But look, guys, all past predictions are 100% right 50% of the time, isn't it? Now, as of today, 14th of May, Bitcoin's market cap is at $1.24 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is at $354 billion. Now, so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, guys, the 24-hour trading volume is at $27.56 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $13.9 billion. Now, the dominance of Bitcoin is definitely pumped up, and looks like since the last 24 hours, a lot of purchases going on so far as Bitcoin is concerned, isn't it? And I'm really curious to check, guys, what the volumes of our centralized exchange is concerned. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, Glassnodes, they tend to provide weekly insights. Now, they tend to publish the insights every Tuesdays. Please feel free to go and check it out. The only drawback I can think of, guys, is they take data only till Friday. So maybe it'll be ideal to go and look at the centralized exchange volume on the next weekly insight that they publish, that is on the 21st of May. Now, so far as the dominance of Ethereum is concerned, it is at 15.40%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me very quickly run through the top 5 NFT marketplaces. Now, look, guys, I'm just reading out the top 5 NFT marketplaces, and what I'm really liking, guys, for the very first time, these numbers are reflected in Ethereum and not necessarily in the US dollar. So are we heading towards Ethereumanization? I really am not sure even that is a word, because so far as Bitcoin is concerned, there is a terminology called as Bitcoinization, isn't it? Where we talk about transactions purely in Bitcoin terms, not necessarily in the US dollar. So let me just quickly run through the top 5 NFT marketplaces. Now, the number 1, guys, is Blur, and the transaction taking place in Ethereum, guys, is 11,565.22 Ethereum. Now, mind you, guys, I'm looking at the top 5 NFT marketplaces only for the last 7 days, and it's no surprise, guys, that Blur Aggregator is number 2nd, and its 7 days volume so far as Ethereum is concerned is 4,913.23 Ethereum. The third one is CryptoPunks, and its volume is 2,061.66 Ethereum. The fourth one, guys, is X2Y2, and its volume is 317.51 Ethereum. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, looks like the CEO of X2Y2 has just resigned, isn't it? And looks like there was some drama within the community, so please feel free to go and check it out. Now, the number 5th, guys, is Gem, and the 7-day volume is 223.12 Ethereum. So look, guys, these numbers definitely look great, but I'm pretty much sure, guys, as and when we get some update regarding Ethereum ETF, these numbers might just shoot up 2 times or maybe 3 times, maybe even 10 times, knowing the crazy world of cryptocurrency, isn't it? So these are things you need to factor as well. In Ethereum ETF news, guys, we will find out on the 23rd of May if an Ethereum ETF is approved or not. So definitely keep an eye on that key date. Now this week, guys, I'm talking everything about tokenization. What I'd really recommend you to do is check out my episode that I released on the 13th of May, that is yesterday. I talked about what tokenization is. Now in today's episode, guys, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and give us some basic level information about security token offering, and then, guys, I want to go ahead and compare it with ICO, that is initial coin offering, so you guys get an idea on the key difference between security token offering and initial coin offering. Now, so far security token offering is concerned, guys, it is a fundraising method in the blockchain or cryptocurrency space that involves the issuance of digital tokens that represent ownership or rights to a tangible or intangible asset, something similar to traditional securities such as, let's say, stocks, bonds, or real estate investments, isn't it? Now, so far as initial coin offerings is concerned, guys, that typically issue utility tokens. Security tokens issue security tokens that are subject to regulatory compliance and offer investors certain rights and protection. Now look, guys, so far security token offering is concerned, I really am perplexed to know, can it be built on open blockchain or can it be built on permission blockchain? Now look, guys, there is nothing called as permission blockchain. Another word for permission blockchain is software. Can you go ahead and issue security token offerings on central bank digital currency? I don't see why not. So let me go ahead and discuss some key points about security token offerings, and I'd like to touch base on 6 areas, guys. That is regulatory compliance, asset-backed tokens, investor rights and protection, liquidity and market access, fractional ownership and accessibility, and finally, guys, let me go ahead and touch base on tokenization benefits as well. And then, guys, what I want to do is I want to delve deeper into the differences between initial coin offering and security token offering. So let me know what your thoughts are regarding that. But first, let me go ahead and touch base on security token offering. Now, regarding regulatory compliance, guys, security token offerings are subject to regulatory compliance requirements, particularly security laws in the jurisdiction where they operate. Now, at this point of time, guys, I'm pretty much sure you know what Howey test is, isn't it? In case you don't know it, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is just go to YouTube and just try to understand what Howey test is. Now, issues of security tokens, guys, must adhere to regulations such as Know Your Customers or KYC and anti-money laundering checks to verify the identity of investors and prevent fraudulent activities. Now, is there a way we can go ahead and implement this in open blockchain as well? Definitely yes, I don't see why not, but that'll be a role where a centralized entity will kick in, isn't it? And what government entities can do is they can have regulations set aside only for those entities, and so far as compliance with security regulations is concerned, guys, they provide investors with legal protection and ensure transparency and also accountability in the issuance and trading of security tokens. Now the next point is regarding asset-backed tokens, guys, and security tokens represent ownership or rights to underlying assets, which can include traditional financial instruments such as, let's say, equities, bonds, derivatives or investment funds, as well as real-world assets like real estate, artwork or commodities. And each security token, guys, is backed by the value of underlying asset, providing investors with a claim to ownership or a share of profits generated by the asset. Now the third point is regarding investor right and protection, guys. And look, guys, investors in security token offerings typically receive rights and protections such as, let's say, dividends, profit sharing, voting rights, or ownership staking in underlying assets. And the term and conditions of security tokens are usually defined as smart contracts, which are self-executing smart contracts with the term of agreement directly written into code, ensuring transparency and enforceability of investor rights. And this is the point that I mentioned earlier, guys. These are the areas in the smart contract where, let's say, the government entity can go ahead and put, let's say, KYC and AML requirements even on an open blockchain. Now, so far as liquidity and market access is concerned, security tokens offer greater liquidity compared to traditional securities, as they can be traded on blockchain-based platform 24/7, providing investors with access to global markets and a broader pool of liquidity as well. And secondary trading of security tokens, guys, will allow investors to buy and sell tokens peer-to-peer without the need for intermediaries, reducing transaction cost and increasing market efficiency. Now this point, guys, I really am not sure if it will be ideal to go ahead and, let's say, do it on open blockchain, because let's say if there's a security token offering issued, let's say, in US, can a person from Iran go ahead and buy it on a secondary trading platform? I really am not sure. Or even, let's say, a citizen from Russia, because right now there are sanctions in place for these regions, isn't it? So these are things that you need to factor as well. Now, so far as fractional ownership and accessibility is concerned, guys, security token offerings enable fractional ownership of assets, allowing investors to purchase and own a fraction of high-value assets that may be inaccessible or illiquid in traditional markets. And fractional ownership, guys, lowers the barrier to entry for investing in assets such as real estate, private equity, or venture capital, making investment opportunities accessible to a broader range of investors. Now, the final point is regarding some of the benefits of tokenization, guys, because look, by tokenizing assets and issuing security tokens on a blockchain, issuers can streamline the issuance process, reduce administrative costs, and automate compliance procedures. And tokenization, guys, can also enable greater transparency, traceability, and liquidity for asset owners, while providing investors with increased market access, diversification opportunities, and also investor protection, isn't it? So look, guys, overall STOs or security token offerings represent a regulated and compliant approach to fundraising and also asset tokenization in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. And by leveraging blockchain technology, guys, and also using smart contracts, security token offerings offer investors access to a wide range of asset classes, while at the same time providing issuers with efficient capital raising mechanism and also compliance with security regulations. So look, guys, these are some basic level information regarding security token offering. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in case you want to go ahead and look at a real life case, Bitfinex, they went ahead and raised the first security token offering, in my opinion, and that was when Tether's funds were actually locked up by a bank. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, the bank was associated with a country from Poland. So in order to go ahead and keep the Tether USDT working, what they did, they went ahead and released a security token offering. And the token that Bitfinex launched, guys, was UNUSSED LEO token. So definitely feel free to go ahead and check it out, and that'll give you some explanation on how security token offerings work. Now, guys, what I want to do is I want to quickly compare ICOs, that is initial coin offering, with security token offering. Now look, guys, going back to 2017, ICO was one of the biggest hypes in the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? So let me go ahead and touch base on 4 areas, that is purpose and utility, regulatory landscape, investor risks that are associated with ICOs, because 90% of the projects have completely disappeared, stealing people's funds, isn't it? And I'll also go ahead and touch base on 4th point, that is market dynamics. Now, so far as the purpose and utility of ICO is concerned, guys, ICOs or initial coin offerings are primarily used to raise capital for blockchain projects or even startups by issuing utility tokens to investors. Now, these tokens, guys, typically grant access to product, service, or platform within the project's ecosystem. Now, investors purchase ICO tokens with the expectation that the value will increase as the project grows and the demand for the utility token rises. Now, so far as regulatory landscape is concerned, guys, between ICO, this, I believe, is the key difference between an ICO and security token offering. Now, ICOs, guys, they operate in a relatively unregulated environment with limited oversight from regulatory authorities. While some jurisdictions have issued guidelines or warnings regarding ICOs, regulations vary widely across different countries and regions. Now, the lack of regulatory clarity, guys, has led to concerns about investor protection, fraudulent activities, and the potential for token value manipulation. Now, look, guys, in the 2017 era, the ICOs that were coming up were absolutely crazy, and while, to be honest, people used to literally copy-paste someone else's white paper, raise hundreds if not millions of dollars. Now, look, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to Netflix and look at a documentary called as Bitcoin, and they did exactly the same thing. They raised millions of dollars, and what is a bit scary, guys, based on the documentary, they had some celebrities and even boxers part of the project as well. And what is really crazy, guys, is the guy who was the key person for the project had no idea what he was building as well. So definitely go ahead and check out Bitcoin. Now, so far as ICO is concerned, guys, the next point I'd like to touch base is investor risk. And investing in ICOs, guys, carries significant risk for investors, including the possibility of losing the entire investment due to project failures, scams, or regulatory crackdowns. And many ICO projects lack transparency and accountability and a clear business model, leading to instances of fraud, mismanagement, and token value collapse as well. And the documentary, guys, that I talked about Bitcoin is a classic example of this. And what is a bit scary, guys, is, in my opinion, the documentary Bitcoin might not have been even in the top 10 so far scams are concerned. Now, so far as market dynamics is concerned, guys, during the ICO boom of 2017, thousands of projects raised billions of dollars through token sales, fueling speculation and hype in cryptocurrency market. However, the ICO market experienced a sharp decline in subsequent years due to regulatory crackdowns investor skepticism, and the proliferation of scam projects. Now today guys, ICOs are less common and projects are more cautious about conducting token sales due to regulatory risks and market uncertainties. Now look, as so far security token offerings are concerned, I'm going to repeat some of these points just so you guys get an idea so far as a comparison between, let's say, ICO and security token offering. And as I mentioned earlier guys, security token offerings issue security tokens that represent ownership or rights to underlying assets such as, let's say, equities, bonds, funds, real estate or financial instruments. Now security token offering guys offer investor financial rights and protections including dividends, profit sharing, voting rights or ownership stakes, something similar to traditional securities. Now so far as regulatory compliance is concerned, they aim to comply with security regulations in jurisdictions where they currently operate, including registration requirements, investor accreditation, and disclosure obligation. Now so far as ICO is concerned guys, you don't need to do any investor accreditation. There is no KYC, absolutely nothing, isn't it? But so far as STO is concerned, by adhering to regulatory standards, security token offerings provide investors with legal protection and enhanced transparency and accountability in the issuance and trading of security tokens. Now so far as liquidity and market access is concerned guys, security token offerings offer greater liquidity compared to traditional securities, as they can be traded on blockchain platform 24/7, providing investors with access to global markets and a broader pool of liquidity. This is kind of similar to ICO, isn't it? And security token offerings guys offer greater liquidity compared to traditional securities. And security trading of security tokens guys allow investors to buy and sell tokens peer-to-peer without the need for intermediaries, reducing transaction costs and increasing market efficiency. This guys is something what ICOs tend to build as well, isn't it? Now security token offerings guys enable fractional ownership of assets, allowing investors to purchase and own a fraction of high value assets that may be inaccessible or illiquid in traditional markets, and fractional ownership lowers the barrier to entry for investing in assets such as real estate, private equity or venture capital, making investment opportunities accessible to a broader range of investors. Now look guys, I very specifically remember there was so much of hype regarding security token offering that was immediately after the ICO era, and people were actually stating that security token offering has a potential of being 100 times much bigger than ICOs, but that time the entire hype got derailed and that thing got replaced by DeFi, followed by NFTs and Metaverse. Now so far security token offering is concerned guys, one thing which a lot of CMOs, that is Chief Marketing Officer, talk about is, let's say, having some ownership on a property in Burj Khalifa. Now imagine guys, there is 1000 square feet of property in a room in Burj Khalifa. What they will actually state is that rather than buying the entire room, you can go out and buy just 1 feet of that particular room. Now I kind of disagree guys, because I feel that they're using that as a marketing tool in order to go out and sell that STO. The same analogy guys they'll be using for luxury yacht, maybe even iron watches or even luxury art. Now look guys, their job is to go out and sell these tokens, isn't it? But look guys, what I think is, let's say if everyone were in a position to go out and get access to this, then it breaks down the whole value, it breaks down the whole uniqueness of it, isn't it? And it is a similar concept that is used in NFTs as well. So these are things you need to think about as well. Now look guys, overall, while ICOs and security token offering both involve token sales on blockchain platform, they differ significantly in terms of purpose, regulatory compliance, investor protection and market dynamics. And security token offerings guys represent a more regulated and compliant approach to fundraising and asset tokenization, offering investors greater transparency, accountability and legal protection compared to initial coin offering. So let me know guys what your thoughts are regarding the comparison between security token offering and initial coin offering. And in tomorrow's episode guys, I'll go ahead and touch base on the different concepts of our security token offering is concerned. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin has marginally pumped up, isn't it? And right now it is at $63,116, and since the last 24 hours guys, it is up by 2.84%, but since the last 7 days it is down by 0.10%. Ethereum guys is not doing that great. It is still well below the $3,000 mark, and it is at $2,955. Now since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.95%, but look guys, as and when we get some update regarding a spot Ethereum ETF, I'm pretty much sure the prices will go in either direction. There is a very high chance that the price could touch $4,000 mark or go below the $2,000 mark. To be honest guys, based on the news that I'm getting regarding an approval of spot Ethereum ETF, I wouldn't be surprised if it is heading towards $2,000. Now, since the last 7 days, guys, the price of Ethereum is down by 3.65%. Now, Binance BNB Coin, guys, is well below the $600 mark. It is at $595. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.40%. But since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.97%. Now, look, guys, ever since the Bitcoin halving kicked in successfully, so the new issuance of Bitcoin is literally chopped in half. Now that has had an impact on the mining industry, guys. Now I want to go ahead and touch base on 2 news regarding Bitcoin mining. First, let me go ahead and touch base on mining difficulty. Now look, guys, every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted, and this is what Satoshi Nakamoto implemented in the Genesis code. So let's say if there are too many miners going ahead and mining or competing for a block, if the difficulty is extremely high, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets reduced, and vice versa. Now what happened, guys, last week witnessed a significant slump in Bitcoin mining difficulty, marking the most substantial decline since crypto winter of December 2022. Now here's a sad bit, guys. It has dipped below 600 ETH hash per second following the recent halving. Now it's needless to say, guys, that the supply has reduced as well in half, isn't it? And as of 6th of May, guys, Riot platform has produced 41% fewer Bitcoins in April, and also Gryphon Digital, their mining report states that they produced 40 Bitcoin in April. Now this particular news, guys, is published via seekingalpha.com, and the link to that is in the show notes below. Now look, guys, Bitcoin production numbers saw a significant drop of 16%, with Riot platform experiencing a 12.7% decrease in Bitcoin itself as it faced a volatile week. Now look, guys, this particular trend was observed during the 2020 Bitcoin halving as well, because what happens is miners, they get less Bitcoins, isn't it? And the difficulty keeps on increasing as many people want to go out and mine a lot of Bitcoin, because usually the price of Bitcoin is on an upward trend, isn't it? Now so far as this news is concerned, guys, despite Riot delivering record quarterly earnings in Q1 of 2024, their share prices have declined, and fintech-focused lender SoFi Technologies has also slid 11.6% after issuing the Q2 guidelines, and this, guys, was well below what the analysts were actually anticipating. And also, guys, Carlyle Group, their results were not that great as well, as the Q1 results stated that they retreated 11%, but so far as Gryphon Digital Holding is concerned, guys, their production reports metrics fell 9.8%. Now if you do want to go ahead and check all the information, guys, it is published via seekingalpha.com, and the link to that is in the show notes below. Now look, guys, I'd like to talk about another news, and that is by James Butterfield, and he's the head of research for CoinShares, and he has actually published a detailed report via Medium. I'd really recommend you to go ahead and check it out, guys, because that discusses miners are beginning to turn off the unprofitable rigs, and according to James Butterfield and his team, they expect a shift towards AI and energy secure locations due to its potential for higher revenues, and companies like Bit Digital, Hive and H8, they're already generating income from artificial intelligence. Now what that article also states, guys, that there is a possibility of the hash rate rising to 700 exahash by 2025, so please feel free to go ahead and check out that report, guys. Now the report, guys, also states that BitDeer, Cormint, TeraWolf and Arene are identified as best positioned to surviving the halving, while Riot and H8 face significant challenges. Now overall, guys, the report provides insights into the dynamic landscape of Bitcoin mining and the strategies miners employ to navigate post-halving challenges. Now look, guys, so far as the Bitcoin mining industry is concerned, if you're relatively new into the Bitcoin mining space, this is possibly one of the worst times to get into Bitcoin mining, isn't it? Now so far as the Emirate of Abu Dhabi is concerned, guys, Cypher Capital, along with Kevin O'Leary, they have plans to go out and bait Bitcoin mining underground, and they are investing well over $2 billion. Now look, guys, the idea sounds great, but what I did not like, guys, is that the founder of Cypher Capital, he actually said that they want 25% of Bitcoin's mining hash rate to be in Abu Dhabi. Now look, guys, you need to understand 25% is absolutely massive, and that actually does lead to centralization to a certain extent, isn't it? Now look, guys, immediately after the halving, what I've also noticed is what these miners tend to do is they tend to take out loans, let's say, from different entities, and some of the agreements of these loans, guys, are to go ahead and make minimum payments, let's say for a couple of months, even a couple of years, and if the prices of Bitcoin tends to go down, these mining companies are liquidated. And I very specifically remember in 2021, a lot of the Bitcoin miners did get completely liquidated, and they had to shut down the operation as well. Now look, guys, just last week in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I mentioned that the inflows of US dollars going into cryptocurrency exchanges was the lowest in almost 10 years. Now keeping all these things in mind, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bitcoin mining industry definitely suffers at least for the next 6 months to a year. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts are. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss if the US government is actually going after Tether USDT. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, guys, who is the CEO of Ripple, he was in an interview with World Class Podcast, and what he actually said, it is absolutely clear that the United States government is going after stablecoin issuer Tether USDT. Now, what he's saying, guys, is that could have an unpredictable impact on cryptocurrency industry. Now, look, guys, Tether USDT going belly up will be absolutely devastating for the cryptocurrency world and also for the fintech world, to be honest. And I do feel that Tether USDT going belly up might be at least 10 times, maybe 20 times worse than, let's say, the Terra Luna collapse or even the FTX collapse, to be honest. It just might be one of the biggest collapses in the fiat world as well. Now, so far as this news is concerned, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go ahead and listen to the episode. It is in the show notes below. Now, look, guys, it's really important to note that Ripple, they plan to launch their own stablecoin. I really don't understand why Ripple would want to go ahead and launch their own stablecoin, because they already have XRPs in it. Now, look, guys, so far central bank digital currency is concerned, whether you like CBDCs or not, they're definitely going to go ahead and get mainstream adoption. My big question is, once central bank digital currency starts in, what kind of an impact will it have on stable coins, and what kind of an impact will it have on XRP? Now, look, guys, I'm not a massive fan of central bank digital currency, but if given a choice between central bank digital currency and stable coin, I would definitely prefer to use central bank digital currency. Because look, guys, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain. Tether USDT definitely clearly said that they are willing to go ahead and block transactions, with transactions taking place in Venezuela, where they openly said, where the state-owned petrol company said that they want to go ahead and adopt Tether USDT. That was because of US sanctions, but Tether USDT has decided to go ahead and openly state that they'll go ahead and freeze their account, isn't it? Now, so far as Tether USDT is concerned, guys, Cointelegraph has also published an article that states that US Senator Cynthia Lummis and Representative French Hill, they have actually urged the US Department of Justice in a letter to carefully evaluate the extent which Binance and Tether are providing material support and resources to support terrorism. Now, the letter, guys, is in the show notes below, so I'd really urge you to go and check it out, guys. Now, guys, let's discuss some interesting news from China. And Chinese police, guys, they have arrested 6 individuals in Banxi City, Jilin, for operating an illegal underground bank that handled $296 million in transactions using cryptocurrency for currency conversions, catering to Korean agents and e-commerce firms. Now, look, guys, it's really important to note that when you talk about Bitcoin open blockchain, one of the pillars of open blockchain is publicly verifiable, which means absolutely anyone in the world, they can go ahead and verify these transactions. Now, when you talk about central bank digital currency, guys, this thing will not be possible. Only officials or state representatives, they will be able to go ahead and verify these transactions. Hence, guys, whenever I'm speaking to CEOs, CTOs, and tech founders, I'm trying to find out if they truly understand the pillars of open blockchain. So look, guys, when you talk about pillars of open blockchain, it's truly important to understand that we have open source, permissionless, borderless, neutral, censorship resistant, and publicly verifiable. The only reason why the Chinese police were able to do that, because these transactions are publicly verifiable, isn't it? Now, if you do need more information, guys, regarding the pillars of open blockchain, Andreas Antonopoulos has an excellent video on YouTube. Now, in the first video, guys, he only talks about some of the pillars of open blockchain, and publicly verifiable, he goes and explains it in a future video, so definitely feel free to go and check it out. Now, these are some of the dangers, guys, you need to be aware about when you're talking about central bank digital currencies. Now, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin Magazine making Bitcoin great again. And David Bailey, guys, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, he has disclosed his nexus with the campaign of former President Donald Trump. And Bailey and his team, guys, have actually advised Trump to develop a Bitcoin and crypto-friendly agenda, including signing a crypto-focused executive order on day one. Now, look, guys, if you truly understand President Donald Trump's stand on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, he has openly said that he is a massive advocate of Bitcoin, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, but he also said, guys, that look, he's the President of the United States, and his role and his duty is to protect the US dollar. Now, what mainstream media has done is, guys, they have edited the first part where he's talking about being a massive fan of Bitcoin, and they've only put the latter part, so it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of impact cryptocurrency and blockchain has in US elections. And Unisof's founder, guys, he actually put out a statement that he's definitely not happy with the extreme left-leaning Biden regime. So these were some macro-level news, guys, from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, has to do with Black Diamond, and looks like they're expanding into Abu Dhabi, isn't it? And Block Diamond, guys, they are a blockchain infrastructure firm, and they want to expand to Abu Dhabi, and they've been approved by Abu Dhabi Global Market Registration Authority. Now the expansion, guys, includes offering Web3 solutions locally, featuring node and validator infrastructure, and the Web3 aims to decentralize and secure the internet, and their offerings include node and validator infrastructure that are vital for blockchain network and self-hosted MPC wallets. And Namor Sexton, the chief operating officer of Black Diamond, sees the move as a significant step in the United Arab Emirates, and Abu Dhabi Global Market Chief of Market Development, Arvind Ramamurthy, guys, emphasizes fostering an environment for Web3 growth. And Block Diamond, guys, specializes in institutional-grade infrastructure for blockchain protocols, and they were established going back to 2017 by Konstantin Vecher, and they plan to provide node and validator infrastructure and self-hosted MPC wallet technology locally in the UAE. And Chief Operating Officer Amr Section, guys, emphasizes commitment to supporting institutions with blockchain infrastructure, and the CEO, that is Konstantin Vecher, anticipates greater collaboration and innovation in UAE's blockchain ecosystem. And Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, congratulated Block Diamond on receiving its license, highlighting the progressive regulatory environment. And Block Diamond's, guys, expansion plan follows successful ventures in Asia Pacific and also the EMEA regions. And the recent innovations include Build a Vault, Block Diamond Wallet, an index data-powered API suite. And Block Diamond, guys, aims to bring institutional-grade infrastructure to blockchain protocols and financial institutions, and geographical growth and product innovation mark Block Diamond's recent developments, and their expansion into Abu Dhabi signifies a deeper partnership with local regulators and clients as well. Now this milestone, guys, underscores dedication to operating with integrity and trustworthiness, so definitely positive news. And guys, we do have some positive news in the world of artificial intelligence, and that is also from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And the news essentially, guys, is United Arab Emirates has released new Falcon AI model to challenge Meta and OpenAI. And this news, guys, is published via Bloomberg. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because Abu Dhabi's research arm releases Falcon 211B, an updated version of its AI model. And Falcon, guys, competes with OpenAI's ChatGPT and Google's Gemini in the generative AI landscape. And Faisal Al-Banai, the Secretary General of Advanced Technology Research Council, highlighted Falcon's superior performance. And Falcon 211B, guys, surpasses Meta's latest model and matches Gemini in certain metrics. Now the UAE, guys, emphasizes AI as a key economic pillar, investing heavily in its development. And Falcon's first version garnered over 43 million downloads by the first quarter of this year. Now the UAE, guys, imports engineering expertise for AI development, but it is rapidly integrating generative AI tools into businesses. And E171, a new company, aims to commercialize Falcon and its initiative trials in various sectors within the UAE. And the team, guys, comprises of approximately 60 researchers and is dedicated to developing AI services, including Falcon for TII. And Falcon 211B, guys, introduces vision to learning capabilities, enabling image to text conversion in multiple languages. Now look, guys, if you're someone who's using Telegram, I'd really recommend you to go ahead and check out this bot called as ChatGPT Midjourney, guys. It does pretty much all of these things, and I just got a post earlier today that they're using GPT-4 as well, so definitely go ahead and check it out. Now so far as this news is concerned, guys, the use cases include analyzing medical images, educational documents and construction plans. And the Falcon Foundation, guys, is modeled after the Linux Foundation and will oversee Falcon's open source development as well. Now look, guys, a new version of Falcon is scheduled to be released within the next 2 months, and G42, guys, as we know, which is backed by Microsoft Corporation, introduced a new app for its Arabic language AI chatbot called as Jace. And I definitely covered this in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, because that app launch, guys, underscores Abu Dhabi's commitment to advancing AI technology, and Falcon's development aligns with Abu Dhabi's vision of becoming a leader in AI innovation. Now look, guys, the AI strategic investment in AI reflects its ambition to diversify its economy beyond oil, and ongoing efforts aim to leverage AI for transformative impact across various industries within and beyond the United Arab Emirates. Now look, guys, this news is definitely great, not just for the Middle East, but for the broader artificial intelligence space as well, isn't it? So definitely positive news. So these were the news, guys, on cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Tim who asked, do you think that the US government will actually go after Tether USDT and what kind of an impact will it have? This is such a brilliant and at the same time such a dangerous question, Tim, and that is exactly what Brad Garlinghouse is saying as well, isn't it? Now look, Tim, it's really important to note that if the US department wants to go after absolutely anyone in the world, they can definitely go and do that. They're going after the president of the United States for that matter, so they can absolutely go after absolutely anyone. Now so far as Tether USDT is concerned, I wouldn't be surprised, Tim, if the US government does decide to go after them, but look, based on my research and understanding, Tether USDT are definitely working alongside the US government. Now look, the team of Tether USDT and Bitfinex, they're extremely smart, and if I'm not mistaken, they've already hired some of the ex-employees who were working from US government. Now the likelihood for US government to go after Tether USDT, in my opinion, I would say somewhere between 40 to 60%. Now look, if the administration changes, and can the Republicans go after Tether USDT? I really am not sure, to be honest. For that, you need to look at the political motivation to go after Tether USDT. But to answer your question, can Tether USDT go belly up? I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because look, I've been saying this for almost 3 to 4 years now. The biggest black swan event in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space might just be Tether USDT. And if you look at the audit reports, some of the audit reports, them are absolutely horrendous and laughable in comparison to, let's say, Circle USDC's audit report. And I mentioned this roughly around 6 months ago as well. When Circle USDC does the audit report, it is well over 170 pages. They have an Excel spreadsheet giving detailed breakdown. Now, really, I'm not sure if only the selected auditors can go and view it, or is it open to absolutely anyone. Based on my understanding, the audit report is open for absolutely anyone. But so far as Tether USDT's audit report is concerned, these are really scary area to be looking at. And I very specifically remember, Tim, the very first audit that Tether USDT did was of a simple pie diagram. And the entire cryptocurrency world started laughing at them because they just had a single pie diagram explaining what the audit report is. And there were so many memes coming out of that as well. Now they have definitely gone and changed the audit report. And now they don't call it audit report. I believe they call it letter of assurance. Now the audit firm that Tether USDT uses, Tim, is BDO Italy. And I've done my own research. And they have been fined several times for providing fraudulent and incorrect information. So look, Tether USDT going belly up, I do think there is a possibility, but specifically the US government going after them, I would say the chances are 40 to 60%, because look, when the government wants to go after them, they will definitely go and send any signs and indication, but based on my understanding, it's only Brad Garlinghouse who has gone ahead and done that. Now mind you, the only reason why Brad Garlinghouse has gone ahead and said that is because the US government is definitely going after Ripple, and there was a document which was put out a few days ago that talks about the SEC going after Ripple's ongoing case, and one of the top executives from Ripple did actually state that this gives an indication that the US government or Security Exchange Commission in specific is going after Ripple's stablecoin as well. This was just an assumption, to be honest, no specifics to that, because I looked at the document and it did not say anything regarding stablecoins. These are tactics, in my opinion, that Ripple is using in order to get more support from the public. But to answer your question regarding the second part, Tether USDT going belly up will be absolutely devastating, not just for the cryptocurrency space, but also for the fintech sector. Because look, Tether USDT is used so much in so many countries, even in Southern Asian countries, even in Western Europe, and even in North America. So Tether USDT going belly up will be absolutely devastating. And I've said this, Tether USDT going down will have severe consequences. The impact might just be 10 times, maybe 20 times more than FTX and Terra Luna's impact. Maybe if you were to combine them, multiply that by 25 times,
That's how bad the impact would be, but I'm hoping that thing does not happen. But definitely a really interesting question. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, please feel free to go ahead and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee Update, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.